All right, so in this video, we're going to go through sample question 80 from the Society of Actuaries ExamP list of sample questions. The question reads, a charity receives 2,025 contributions. Contributions are assumed to be mutually independent and identically distributed with mean of 3,125 and standard deviation of 250. Calculate the approximate 90th percentile for the distribution of the total contributions received. Okay, so this is a very clear normal distribution question. Sorry about that. So we can use the central limit theorem to say that the contributions, as well as the sum of the contributions, are approximately normal, right? And the contributions are approximately normal with a mean of 3,125 and a standard deviation of 250. But here's the thing, we don't want to know about the contributions, we want to know about total contributions, the sum of the contributions. So how do I find information about that? Well, again, central limit theorem says the total should be approximately normal. So when dealing with the normal distribution, we need two important pieces of information, the mean and the standard deviation. So mu is going to be equal to the mean for a single contribution multiplied by the number of contributions we have. So that's going to be 2,025 times 3,125. And going to my trusty TI-30, did I just hit them? Okay, still in frame. TI-30XS, 225 times 3125 is 6,328,125. So next we need the new standard deviation. So just like before, we will be multiplying a number by the number of contributions, which is 2,025. However, we're not going to multiply the standard deviation. Okay, we can't do that. We need to multiply the variance. All right, since the standard deviation is 250, the variance should be 250 squared. So my new variance is equal to 250 squared, which is 62,500 multiplied by 2025. And that is some large number, but we're actually interested in the standard deviation, which should be just sigma. And I'm going to take the square root of that number. And sigma is 11,250. 11,250. So these are our important numbers. There and there. Great. Now that we've got these two pieces of information, what do we need to do? Well, we need to calculate the 90th percentile from the distribution, right? We need to figure out on the normal curve, right? That's an approximate normal curve. Here's our mean. Here's the 90th percentile somewhere up here, right? Where 90% of the amount of the 90% of the area under this curve falls back here. We need to figure out what value exists there. So we need to essentially do a z-score, except we're not looking for the z-score. The z-score's kind of already been given to us. If you look on the normal table, you'll find that the 90th percentile exists at a z-score of 1.28, right? Now we need to know the actual contribution amount, the total amount that goes with that z-score. The way we find that out is, well, there's some value x, that actual contribution amount, minus our mu over our standard deviation. And that's equal to that z-score. And I just start plugging in numbers. So x minus my 6,328,125 all over 11,250 is equal to my z-score of 1.28. And I'll just multiply this denominator and then add that 6 million number. I'm not going to do it step by step because it's trivial. So 1.28 times the 11,250. And then I add and the number I should get is 14,400. Then I add the 6,328,125. And I'll get $6,300 and got it. 6 million. X is equal to 6,342,525. And that closely lines up, or most closely lines up, with answer choice C. Okay, so overall, a very standard type of question, or a very standard question of this type. We are given something that's independent and identical. Okay, so that's kind of a cue to use the central limit theorem. We got this thing, these contributions happening over and over at a very large amount. They're independent and identical. Should be a very good cue for the central limit theorem. Calculating the 90th percentile, in most cases, where you're dealing with central limit theorem, in all cases when you're dealing with central limit theorem, you're dealing with a normal distribution. Calculating the 90th percentile of a distribution just involves knowing how to calculate a z-score. You might be asked for different things. Sometimes they'll ask you what percentile is the value 8 million, right? That'll be somewhere up here, and then you need to get the z-score and get the percentage that corresponds to it, right? But it comes down to just being able to apply this formula, right? They'll give you 3 of these items and ask you to solve for the missing one, basically. But yes, be able to recognize when to use central limit theorem and be familiar with using a normal distribution. That's going to come up like on 4 or 5 different questions. I can't guarantee that, but it's a very important topic. If there are any questions, leave them down in the comments. If you want to see more questions like this, I've got a playlist, right? You can, go through more sample ExamP questions. If this video helped you out, hit the like button, subscribe. That totally helps me out. But other than that, thanks for watching.